Hello everybody, welcome back to this. I wasn't even sure I would do an extra video, but after the month of hell it took me to make the last video, I just felt like there were some things I needed to finish up. Some final thoughts, yes, but also we're going to do a little bit more content that I didn't really put in the last video. I didn't really think it was necessarily necessary, but in hindsight I decided, you know what, I want to put this in. This actually matters. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I do get to follow up on the last video, though, and for those of you who watched it and maybe didn't see the disclaimer, my God. So that'll be the last time I ever forget to unmute the audio on a video I'm recording, because I recorded my voice audio just fine when I did that 4-hour video, but when I went back to edit it, whoops, forgot to unmute the game. That was literally a month to fix, just to make sure it was done right. So at least the audio is correct. At least you're getting my genuine first impressions and reactions as I'm playing through. But to recreate the rest of the game was just a nightmare. Do you have any idea how nice it's going to be to just record this video and then I'm done? I can record this video and then I can just upload it. Can you imagine? My God, I'm getting aroused just thinking about it.
Erotic, isn't it?
But anyway, before we start this, there were a few things that I was just kind of puzzled by in the last part, which I've had time to muse over. Most of the plot holes seem pretty covered. There's a lot of contrivances, and I mean a lot of plot-convenient contrivances, but I think most of the holes were filled. One of the things that puzzled me was how Shoma disappeared at the top of the Ferris wheel, but now in hindsight I realize he didn't. What happened was Komeiji was killed, Shoma ran to the Ferris wheel, just hid in it for a bit, and then the day turned over, and then the next thing we know we're playing is Bibi finding the other half of Komeiji's body on the stage, and Shoma has been checked into the hospital, and he specifically says that Ryuki told him to do it. But Psy'Min, you say? I thought Ryuki said that he disappeared and he couldn't figure out what happened. That's because that clip, that segment there happened in the present, and it was in the moment when he was just hopped up on TC Purge. So Bibi and Mizuki found him at the top of the roof at Mizatan just as the rocket was going off. Bibi decked him and left him there, and eventually Ryoma got up and was like, "Didn't Shoma get on the Ferris wheel?" And just thinking he was 6 years ago, and then the Ferris wheel door opened and he was like, "Oh, where did he go?" And just, there wasn't actually anything. I also realized what happened to that Vogue Locho thing, or whatever that Moma had, because it was never explicitly said what happened to it, but then I realized, oh, Bibi was just wearing it. That's why her voice was different when she was upside down white babyface mask girl, because she was using the thing during that time, and I just didn't clue into that. So that's all that was. I think the other thing that kind of confused me, I did notice that, oh yeah, the reason Ryuki got in trouble wasn't because of what happened at the Nye's headquarters in the cathedral, which at the time I thought was super overblown and unnecessary. But of course now I understand, oh, it's because he shot at someone. He actually shot at a civilian at Mizatan because he was hunting for those balloons and thought some guy dressed as Adarabbit was terror, which is a little bit silly. But that's what that was. I can't remember if there's any other ones. There's a lot of things that occurred to me, like Leon mentioning offhand that he was, oh, I was just helping the police with something. They needed my lockpicking skills or whatever. And Ryuki's like, I don't know anything about that. What are you talking about? And Tom was like, I don't know either. And we thought Leon was lying, and it turns out he was just with Quartz breaking into the Horodori Institute. And that's why he was asked to look for the underground or hidden door. Stuff like that. Little things that just start to come together. There were also a lot of other little references, like Genny mentioning in passing that he just something about, like he mentioned Ota as a rival, which is weird because he kept thinking of Ota as just some snot-nosed kid who didn't know the first thing about cooking. But in the present, he does think of Ota as a rival. So lots of little crossovers there, little hints. I think another one was Tokiko's glass doll on her desk because she broke it. But if you look closely, I didn't notice this at the time. I didn't care to notice such a trivial little detail. But there are times when it is actually intact when you would think it shouldn't be, but in the reality is it is because she breaks it in the future. So, yeah, little things like that. Little details that tie everything together. I'm not sure how much I like this particular little narrative mechanism, because on the one hand, two things that I'm not too fond of. Number one, Ryuki's part in this game is super boring. It really is. Like, when I was first playing through the first half of the game, I was just not feeling it. I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. And eventually it did go somewhere. But it's just kind of laying this groundwork and being a little odd, and you don't really get to the really good mindfuckery until you're well into Mizuki's path. So it's unfortunate that we have to wait for the big reveals for that long. The other thing is, I'm not too sure how I feel about the game being that dishonest with the player, where it's intentionally just moving things around without saying it's moving things around. It's different in Zero Time Dilemma, because it moves things around, but it tells you that everything's out of order. This game is just like, oh yeah, there's a flowchart. It's just, this side's the past and this side's the future, and, yeah. And all the dates are exactly the same. Isn't that crazy? And yeah, there's two Mizukis that are 6 years apart, too, and they both wear the exact same clothes 6 years apart. Man, that's wild. Anyway, I give it a solid B+. I enjoyed the game, but we're going to do one more thing and just kind of see what happens. And here we are.
Would you mind if I asked you a question?
I don't mind at all, because the question is why I'm here. So what we're doing today is we're going back to this moment where Tokiko specifically asks, are you a Freyer? And at the time, there's no reason to say yes, because we don't know what a Freyer is. And even if we did say yes, we don't have the proof that we're a Freyer. But you know what? At the end of the game, 6 years of the future, because we are technically in the past right now, just after Chikara's death, in the future, Tokiko gives us a little number that she calls the nil number. And we're going to maybe take a little look at what that might be. Oh, things are flicking around. We're going to take a look at what that might be and where that goes, and see if that's used for something.
What is it?
Are you perhaps a Freyer?
Oh, I am.
Freyer?
I am. You better believe it. I've heard that somewhere before.
I'm asking the person within you.
That would be Tama. I'm not within. I'm without.
What?
I will ask you one more time.
She's asking us, guys.
Are you a Freyer?
Well, yes.
Ryuki.
Oh, Tama's getting a little freaked out. Why are you saying that? Why are you saying this, Ryuki? What's going on?
As I thought. Then you've realized this world is fictional.
Bitch, I'm streaming.
Am I correct?
Hell yeah. This world is fictional? Man, this reminds me of another game.
Ryuki, what's gotten into you?
This world is fictional, didn't you know?
Then please tell me the nil number.
Oh.
If you truly are a Freyer, you should know it.
We do. You're either a Freyer or you watch the Let's Play. This number is apparently unique to every playthrough, so you can't use this number if you play the game. You have to actually finish the game, find out what your nil number is, and then enter it. But that's our nil number. It's the one we got near the end of the last part. So, hey Tokiko. Uh-oh. It's time for Little Miss Horror Show to do her thing. Ryuki chapter diverge. Uh-oh. What's up? Am I up for a Ryuki crazy talk? Yeah, before the sentence even got out of my mouth. We're doing it. It's always 3. Uh-oh. Well, this is odd.
What? Tama.
Mamoru.
Tama.
Mamoru's seen better days. Tama looks offline. Creepy. Well, can I actually turn all the way around? Nope. What do you have to say? About what I figured. How about, you? Thank you. That's some... There's actual Japanese mixed in there, which is curious, because the nonsense talk is usually Chinese or something. I assume Chinese. That is absolutely hiragana and kanji.
Why are you surprised?
Why are you surprised, guys? I don't know kanji well enough to put that whole sentence together, but I'm suspecting it's the same thing she's saying in English, but just in 3 different alphabets. Could you not show me the crazy face? I don't need that in my nightmares. That still freaks me out. Stop it. Are you?
Space.
Oh, she's gone from the space.
Tokiko said find me. Where could she be?
Alright, so Tokiko horror game when? So we're now in the 3rd person. You know what's interesting? You know how you know the world isn't real? Oh my god, no clip. Guys, no clip. We be no clipping. Walls mean nothing to me. We be Gmodding. We can run right through the desk. We can rock right over the water. Jesus mode activated. And I can go right through here with no password. Oh my goodness. What is that? Off in the distance. Again, no illusions here. I'm not playing this blind at this point. At this point, I have every achievement in the damn game. So I've done this already, but that's how I know I wanted to record it for you guys. So I'm just talking to fill space. Well, how did you get over here so fast exactly, by the way? Just wondering. Could you play less creepy music?
This is the true world.
Ah, there we go. The true world that has better music now.
Do you understand?
No. I'm going to say this. Or maybe this.
The word reality is a misnomer.
Because I don't think I get to pick all of them.
Because reality is fake. This has already been demonstrated.
Maybe for
How
you.
did you know about the nil number?
I think she's got an interesting, slightly different expression on her face, too. Her face is tilted a little bit forward. She's got a very, very slight grin. I don't think we've ever seen her smile before, except when she's doing the crazy eyes.
My hologram only discusses that fact 6 years into the future. And it is not Ryuki who will be told. The 2 Mizukis. We will tell them the nil number.
Facts.
But for some reason, you already knew. Why is that? Can you explain?
Because I was editing that video for a whole damn month, and I can recite it verbatim, that's why.
This is a logical paradox. This is an enormous seam in the structure of this world. It has been rent, and the reality beneath has been exposed. Do you recall what I told you? If you tear at the seams of a cloth, it will unravel, and a hole will be created.
Wouldn't that just crash the game, though?
This is the result.
Which did... No, my video editor crashed several times while I was editing that video.
We are in that hole now.
It was just too damn big.
An empty space, torn into the false world itself.
I ripped the seams of my video editor. We can do things. Why did you commit suicide? Why did you order Amame to move the corpse? And why was the nil number shared at that time? Ellipses. Ellipses. And more ellipses. Fantastic. Wonderful use of my time.
You asked me 3 questions.
I did, and I am sorely disappointed.
All of them have the same answer. In order to experience this moment now, we did this. Although I suppose it is more accurate to say what we are about to experience.
This doesn't explain the suicide and the corpse moving, though.
The intersection between the warp and weft. That's where the seam can occur.
See, I wondered about this, too, because is she referring to the
Everything
X's?
happened to make this happen.
But I don't think there's any particular correlation in those spots.
And what is about to happen? The reality is, this world will eventually collapse. I have reached moksha, thanks to you.
Oh, she does lean forward and do a little
Further
grin.
explanation is unnecessary. I will not allow you to call this charity, but I will grant you one of two options.
Oh yeah, this part.
Ryuki is about to return to the original world. When that happens, you can share this information with him, or not share this information with him.
So when Ryuki comes back and this whole segment ends, he can either be aware of all the stuff that we're talking about, or not be.
Which do you choose? I leave that decision to you.
So if we don't share the information with Ryuki, the game just carries on as normal. We go back to the scene where she asked us if we're a Freyer, and we continue with our little interview with her and Mamoru, and that's it. But if we do share the information, Ryuki gets more insight into what happened. He gets the knowledge from 6 years ago, or 6 years from now. He gets that knowledge now, 6 years ahead of time. Meaning he knows who Terror is, and he knows all this other stuff. So, let's see what result that gets us. That sounds wild.
I see. Ryuki will be returned to the original world, with the knowledge of these past few days, and what will happen 6 years from now. As a result, history will change.
It will.
Not even I know if this will bring you true happiness, but I will respect your decision. Be seeing you. Until we meet again. Goodbye, Freyer.
Goodbye, extremely crazy person. Well then. Boom. Bah, jump scares. Blah. Now then. Hey. Mamoru, what's up? How's your last 5 minutes been? Glad to see you got a face again.
Ryuki, are you okay?
Never better.
What about Tokiko?
I have no idea. I was out cold.
Mamoru, where's Tokiko?
She was just here earlier.
Yeah, weird, huh? I explained to Tama how I met Tokiko outside the president's office. I explained No Clip to Tama. So Tama is...
Are you stupid or something?
skeptical. Understandable.
It's just one of your typical episodes.
Yeah. Ryuki saying Ryuki things.
Episodes.
Yeah, your hallucinations? I think you need to get some sleep.
No, this is a YouTube episode, Tama. The final one, the 29th, if I'm not mistaken. And all this happened more or less on the 15th. What year? Who the hell knows, because it never tells us. Yoyagi Park. Oh, it's 6 years later. Okay, it chose now to tell us. So what happened with me having advanced knowledge of stuff and things? Hey, Date, you cold?
It's cold.
Guess so.
Mr. Date.
I don't think we've seen that animation before. It got made just for this segment.
I'm here to investigate a case.
A case?
Guess I've got to tell you everything now. 6 years ago, you solved the HB case and got promoted.
Just like
Now
that.
you're second in command of this. You're always at your desk now, so you don't really know what it's like out there anymore.
I want to imagine someone in one of these video games like this. They learn how to break the fourth wall, and then they watch a Let's Play of their own game and figure out what happens and then just solve everything immediately because of spoilers. That's what happened. That's my headcanon.
What, is the cold getting to your brain or something? You solved the HB case 6 years ago.
Sure
You
did.
found Terror, Uru Somizuki, in the basement of Horodori Institute.
So we were just like, oh, we know where Uru
I
is.
bet he's in his holding cell right now, cursing your name.
So Uru is still alive because, hey, Amame had no reason to kill him, and we just kind of busted him
The
immediately.
case is still in the courts. There's no doubt he's going to get hit hard with the sentencing.
Still in courts after 6 years? Guys, you got to get that Ace Attorney system up in here.
No one but him knows the whole story. But he definitely cut Jin and Chikara in half.
Just be like 3 days, tops.
Huh? Why are you asking about Tokiko?
Because I'm terrified of her and she haunts my nightmares.
She disappeared 6 years ago.
All the
She's
worse.
been missing.
She escaped the Matrix.
Anyway, I'm gonna get going now.
She popped out of a pod naked somewhere.
See ya.
You're welcome for that visual image. All right, what's next?
Oh, it's you, Mr. Ryuki.
Sorry I asked. God damn it. You're back.
Komeiji.
That's him. You're not even tall. Shoma's the same height as you.
No see, Ryuki.
Shoma.
So, you are alive.
What do you mean?
I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory.
I'm not a ghost. See? My legs are right here.
Prove it! Prove Kameiji's not a ghost.
Well, they are short.
To think, my only son insulting me like this. You should consider yourself lucky I don't have a short temper.
Literal dad jokes. Shut up, Tama. Alright.
That's an odd way of phrasing it. Though, it's true I was removed from the world outside. Because 6 years ago you opened the freezer at Brahmin, Mr. Ryuki.
Aha! We just knew. Because we knew.
I got sent to prison for illegally disposing of a dead body. But I finished my sentence long ago. Now I work at a tofu factory, and I still do my comedy act on the side.
Technically, Amame put that there, but okay.
Boy, now that I look back on it, what was I thinking?
You weren't.
The alcohol's no excuse. I caused so much trouble for Shoma and Amame.
Are you still selling guns? Because I think we have a buyer for you coming up.
I'm actually glad you arrested me back then. If I was never caught, things might have turned out worse. I can only thank you.
How nice. Are we done with you? How about you?
I was just on a walk with Dad. It feels good walking in snow, you know?
There's no snow in this area, or actually really around at all. What snow are you talking about?
Oh, don't worry about my body. I can't really put it into words, but I think I've come to accept it.
Yeah, don't feel bad for me because I'll never die. You know, it's fine. I've come to terms.
It's not like a disease or something, and it doesn't cause me any pain.
Man, puberty is going to be a nightmare for you.
Plus, I don't think I've completely stopped aging. I'm growing a little bit. Maybe I'll live to be 600 years old.
If you really think hard about it, it is pretty crazy.
It's pretty crazy without thinking hard about it.
Exactly my thoughts. All right, fade to black. Get out of here.
Now we're gonna excuse ourselves.
Bye, Ryuki.
You do that. You faded in from black just to say that? Who's next?
Shoma!
You are. Look how happy our murderer is.
Darn. It was a step too late.
I also wonder if, because I know Amame was depressed in a lot of scenes and she seemed kind of down sometimes, and I wonder if that was usually in scenes that were in the future, even if we were seeing them in the first half of the game. Because she's probably, I know the first time we see her is when in the classroom, and she's very cheery. She's very happy there with Iris and Jokey, and I feel like she's like that up until her dad dies. But she's also very mopey in the future, too, which makes sense because the entire future arc takes place immediately after she murders Uru and gets busted doing it and is blackmailed, which is, you know, a downer for anyone. So I wonder how consistent all that is.
I was gonna ask what they wanted to eat for dinner.
Mame.
No, I don't think they want to eat Mame for dinner.
Again.
I didn't think I would meet my savior here. Today is going to be a good day.
You ever wash that mask, buddy?
Huh? What is it? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Prove to me Amame's not a ghost.
More like I've seen a killer.
Are you talking about Amame?
We are.
Well, she did slice it right down the middle.
Also talking about
The
Kizuna.
lobster we got at the store.
Because you asked me to, Genny.
Oh, ha ha ha, you two.
Ryuki, in this timeline, Amame didn't kill anyone.
What do you know about
As
that?
you saw earlier, Komeiji is alive and well. There is no reason for Amame to kill Terror. Not to mention Terror himself, Uru Somizuki, has been in prison for the last 6 years.
That helps.
Well, just to get this out there, I don't completely believe in this other timeline thing you're talking about. I'm just humoring you.
Lovely. That also reminds me, I forgot to mention this. I also found out something about the game, which is that we did not, like we technically failed the very first test of the game when it was asking us if we played the game before. It didn't take my word for it, and it didn't accept my misspelling of Mizuki. I can't believe it asked me to spell Mizuki. But because I misspelled Mizuki, we missed out on certain dialogue options that explain that this game actually does take place canonically after the first game. So I guess that makes my Let's Play a little bit unique, because no one else's Let's Play that I've seen has that. Everyone else is like spelling Mizuki properly, and I'm being a dumbass. But it does explain that Date, the reason he looks the way he does is because he decided to get plastic surgery to return to his original face after the face change that he got at the end of the first game. It's a bit of a cop-out. I'm not sure how Soa's going to feel about him running around with that particular face. Maybe they just didn't have enough money to hire DC Douglas again. But yeah, that actually follows. It's contrived, but it tracks. Anyway, so yeah, this is actually... Because even during the last video, I was like, parallel universes exist? Are we going to visit the world of Somnium 1? No. This is the world of Somnium 1. We just never got to learn that because I'm a moron.
Are you serious? I'm talking about 6 years ago. You covered up what I did with Jin's left half.
Ah, we blamed everything on Komeiji so Amami could get off scot-free. Sounds like something I'd do.
Not too long after we moved the body to the freezer, you found it there. Mame and I didn't even get a slap on the wrist.
Right. Komeiji was the only one convicted of disposing of the corpse.
We let him take the fall because we don't like him.
He never mentioned Mame's name during the trial.
And he wouldn't.
Well, we're gonna get going. Ryuki, come by the restaurant soon.
I'll be waiting at Brahmin, too. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Who's next? Is it Lee and Kizuna?
Hey there, Mr. Ryuki.
Yep. Hey, look who's walking.
Kizuna.
Huh?
Why are you so shocked, Ryuki? Did Kizzy's beauty startle you?
No, I was worried she was going to cap me. I actually now have this headcanon where the reason Kizuna's father is now on board on their relationship is because, again, something awakened in Kizuna. Now she's got her concealed carry permit, and when her dad said she couldn't see him, she just pulled out one of 5 Glocks she's got on her person. She's just like, what was that again?
Why? Well, this place is special for me and Kizzy.
We knew that too.
So we went on a date.
A date, huh? You two seem happy.
Hell yeah.
I am very thankful.
That's all we get from you? Your legs.
My legs?
Hey, why are you looking at Kizzy's legs?
I can barely see them through that granny skirt.
Don't get any ideas, man.
No, that's not it.
If what you said is true, Ryuki, 6 years ago, on February 15th, an explosion destroyed the cathedral. But in this timeline, that obviously never happened.
Sure didn't.
By the way, Ryuki, I saw Mizuki in courts earlier. I think they're looking for you.
Ah, goody.
For me?
They had a message for you. They wanted you to meet them somewhere.
Where?
It's nearby.
Yes, the stadium.
Okay. We're going to go see John Wick 4 again. Enjoy your date. Alright, we're back here. This godforsaken place. Hey, you guys. How you doing? Mizuki's.
Huh? What about Aiba?
I am right here, in Mizuki's left eye socket.
So you actually had to get your eye removed this time. It didn't just get blasted away by the explosion.
Once I decided to join Abyss, I got my left eye removed.
An eye was installed there.
Yeah, in the old continuity, she literally just lost her eye.
So Mr. Date doesn't have you?
I go back sometimes. Like having 2 lovers.
Exactly like that, Tama.
Please do not make it weird.
You're just that popular.
Yeah, you have a way of attracting all the weirdos.
Tama makes everything weird.
What are you calling a weirdo?
And of course, we can all hear each other's eyeballs. Mizuki is standing there, so is the other Mizuki.
Oh, yes. We wanted to ask you something. Does seeing the stadium evoke any emotions?
Yes, mostly PTSD.
Like what?
I feel like we fought together here today on February 15th.
You did. I uploaded the video earlier today.
I think you were there too, Ryuki. So I thought you might know something.
I can link you guys to Let's Play. Does the floor still open up?
Hey, Tama. Is it really okay to leave things like this?
I mean, this is the good ending. Remember in the last video when we were talking with Shoma about his dead dad, and then we're talking about, you know, somewhere in some other universe, I bet Komeiji is happy. It's like, well, here we are. This is it. This is the one.
What do you mean? Komeiji is alive. Kizuna still has her legs. Mommy didn't kill anyone, and she's living her best life. Isn't this the ultimate happy ending?
Guys, we did it. Ultimate happy ending.
Yeah, that's all true, but...
But, uh-oh.
The boundary that divides the real and unreal is ambiguous. It's all like a butterfly dream. Perhaps you are that butterfly, fluttering as the wind carries you through the air.
Gotta do the creepy eyes one last time. And the gang signs. Zoom out for the gang signs. And just dead. Just dead air. Well. Oh, that's delightful. So that's the Divergent episode way off to the side there. But, oh, can I not drag this? Okay, nope. Which leads off from here. But, yeah, that's it. I think I pretty much got all the thoughts I can think of out of my system. And we have achieved what I guess you could consider the true ending? Yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it. There's a couple of little extra things, but I'm not going to go through all that stuff. That's the meat and potatoes of it. And we're going to move on to something else. And hopefully all this recording worked out, because I really haven't done a proper recording in a proper way like this in the entire time it's taken me to edit that stupid bloody video. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this up as soon as I can, and we're going to move on to some other stuff. In the meantime, make sure you're catching me on Twitch, you're following on Twitter, so you know what's up, because we're constantly doing some new stuff. We're doing our collabs and trying new things. I'm doing some stuff with stream avatars and updating some art assets and all sorts of cool stuff. So come by, come say hi, come tell me what you thought of the Let's Play. And I will see you guys around. Have a great week. I know you will. See you next time.